Hello everyone, this is Helios Raven. I tell you how you do it, even if you don't care. And I do apologize, this isn't as you can tell, this isn't a video about my Imperial Guard army. A few things have happened at work that were not entirely in my favor, and a lot of crazy releases like the iPad 2 and the Nintendo 3DS, so I've been having very little time to work, and the time that I have done to work, I just haven't had the real drive. But I am almost finished. Like, that Chimera there is one of the last tanks I had to do, and just have to do one or two touch-up details on it, and he's finished. And then I just got a Basilisk left to do, and I've already started on him. I've gotten essentially the longest part done out of the way, which was getting the Earthshaker Cannon prepped for getting more of a seamless look, which I think, yeah, it's pretty much done. So I just have to get the rest of it done, which should go fairly quickly because my Basilisks aren't that crazy painted detailed. And so, as you can tell from the video thing, this is not about that. This is about some Eldar model reviews, since I got my Forge World order in, finally. And we're going to first take a look at the more complicated miniatures, which was the Shadow Spectre Aspect Warriors. These guys are fairly neat. Like I said, I did an all video on them. I'm happy with what you get with them. And so there's 6 guys in this bag, I believe. There's either 6 or 5, I forget the number. And you get a sprue of these. This guy's right here. Not too bad here. Let me put on a light. Let's see now. What you got is you get the cannon arm, their head, their support arm, and then a bunch of wavy robes to go across their body. And they don't seem to have any particular location mark that I can see so far, so I guess you can put them wherever you want, which is fairly neat. There is some slight warpage. This one's not so bad. Like, see, it warps a little bit, so I'm gonna have to bend those back using some warm tap water. I don't know if I talked about this in my prepping for Forge World model. On thin pieces like this, you would take hot tap water, submerge it for about a minute, and then carefully bend the piece back into shape. And you'd have to do it really quickly because they cool down very fast, so it's a really tough, so you gotta be really quick with it. And the other bit that they come in is this, which is their legs. They are unfortunately attached to the rock face, so that's a little bit of a pain in the butt. I guess that's kind of one of the reasons why they, I think that's one of the reasons why they give you the extra robings here, is you can cut them off, remove the robings, and then attach the new ones if you didn't want them on the rock. I don't know, I'll have to take a double look at the picture to see if they have a lot of these little ribbons going across them, or if they're very thin. But most of them come in looking like this, so they got that going. And then the other last piece that they give you is the torso. And let's see, let me move these guys out of the way. There we go, the torso, which is a little bit more detailed than originally thought, at least to me. As you can see if I can zoom in there. It's got more of this, like they're wearing guardsmen in Guardian armor, and then this thing sits on top of the Guardian armor, the jetpack here. You can see a nice little 360-degree view of that. And they'll just have to snip that off really easily. And you can see they have some thin pieces, like there's a little tiny hole there, but thankfully it's a lot of these are easily plugged up with green stuff, not too bad. And so that's this. Let me bring in the, there you go, so you can see a little bit better the model bit that they got here. And okay, so like I said, there's the cannon arm. got a little crystal there, and you can see, where is it? Right there. There's another crystal, very much like a fire prism. So it's basically a portable fire prism cannon. I mean, in design as well. And there's his head. There's his extra arm. And there's extra flowy ribbons for him. And that's basically all that you get in the pack, aside from the regular. You get a set of stand bases to put them on. All in all, it's not a bad model. I'm very happy that they did do the two-piece part. It just makes it a little bit easier for painting some of the detail on them, especially since their bodies are fairly big comparative. Like if they were one piece, it would just be a little tough to get some of the detail in here without causing a mess to what you did on the legs. So I'm very happy with that. I just wish that these were not attached to them. But after a little bit of waiting and looking at them, I kind of grew to like the rock faces a bit, so I've decided to keep them on there. So it's not too big of a deal, but I was just a little upset that, you know, I couldn't, that I would have liked the option to have had them on or off the rock faces from the get-go, but no big deal from that. And then the second thing I got was the Warp Hunter. Now this is a really big bag that you get here. You get everything you need. You get a Fire Prism Night Stinger, or Night Stalker, I forget what it's called, because I don't really use that frame. Kit, so you got the Falcon with the top, bottom, Falcon top, and they give you the Fire Prism pieces here, mainly to get you these engines and this back door for it. The rest is just all I'm probably going to turn into. I'm going to use them for something, maybe make a little like portable turret or make turret and something like that. But that's what you get with this, with that, which is really neat. You only get and you get the flight stand, and then you get these resin bits. And this was surprisingly for me. I should have expected it, but I was really shocked at how simple this model is. You get, all it really involves is this little thin piece here that sits on the back of the Falcon, so the Falcon ends there, and this sits on top of it. And what's great is they do give you a little line there, so you can kind of match them up in the pattern detail. And it's really nice. I really like how, the model came out very nicely. And it's just like the amount of detail that's on a lot of these models just always impresses me to no end. Sorry, the bag's acting stupid on me. And then you've got these these fins to go on the back of that piece to give it more that Eldar look. And then you've got these little tiny fins. They call them warp fins. These go on the D cannon. Around the D cannon barrel, and the whole system for getting the D cannon thing on is, here's the actual D cannon itself, or at least the barrel of it. This is really nice. And then this is the piece that connects the D cannon to the hull. It basically, you line it up on the turret, and that's all it is, and it sits nice and flush, and all these lines really complement, and they actually made this, it looks like it's an uneven cut, but it actually fits right on top of the bumps that are on the top of the Falcon piece, so it blends in really nicely and gives it a very nice uniformal look, as if it was naturally supposed to look that way. So that's really awesome. I'm kind of like blown away by just how simple it was. I was expecting some weird, complicated thing, and I just wouldn't have thought of having it be such a simple piece. So that's really neat, and so I'm very happy that with the model bits, I really can't wait to work on them, especially because, you know, Eldar were my original army to begin with. They're my favorite above all armies with a close runner-up with one army that I'll get to later. But I'm just really happy with these models, and I guess I'm kind of a little sick of the Imperial Guard right now, just because I've been working so hard on them. So I'm kind of excited to start up a new, different army that has nothing to do with the Imperium whatsoever, for a change. So can't wait to get started on these guys. And now we're gonna jump on to one other quick little review here, and so we're going to let me just cut away to my pictures, and we will continue with this video.
Alright, and let's continue on with our video review, and it seems like this year's become the year of the Eldar in Forge World, because they've been producing a lot of Eldar models as of late, and not that I'm complaining, I actually really like that, since, again, I'm a big fan of the Eldar, and I love Forge World models, I love the work they do, and I just like the fact that they're giving the Eldar a lot of attention nowadays. And the first model up is going to be the Shadow Spectre Aspect Warrior X-Arch. He's came out available today, March 28th, 2011. And surprisingly, I'm very disappointed a little bit in this model. Not from its look. I really like I really like the models again in general. I'm just it's his pose that's really bothering me. It seems very bland. He's just sitting there going, whoa, hey. Almost as if he's jumping. Like, the way his hand's positioned, it's kind of like, to me, he's like jumping and he's like not sure. He's like trying to get used to his backpack type of thing. And so I was very like, oh, this isn't really that great. What I'd probably end up doing is, I would have to, like, I would definitely consider remolding, repositioning how he looks to try and give him a better pose than this one right here. I do like the look of the Pulsar Lance that he's got there. It really looks really neat and interesting. Looks slightly different than the rest, but just enough the same to keep it within the same groupings, since it's not that different of a profile. I do like that we finally get an aspect color for them, which is primarily white, with a little hint of black and blue. So it looks like that their aspect colors is white, primary white, secondary color blue, and a third dairy color black, which is more of an optional color, it seems, because it's only his pants leg, and that may be even a gray. It's really hard to tell from this photo that I've got here, just because of the way he's positioned. But so finally got a color aspect for him, and now I just have to decide how I'm going to color them, how I'm going to paint them to make this color. So that's really neat. All in all, I'm not. It's a neat. I like the gun, but I'm not too thrilled about the model, especially since you would have an extra model from this guy, because you can't have him. You get enough Shadow Spectre Warriors to make a full squad without the X-Arch, and so you would have to replace the model out, and you basically have this one lone model by itself. So I'm not kind of liking that factor. I wish that they made it 6. I wish they... Well, actually, I'm not sure. I think I would have liked it if they made it... if they made the squad one size smaller, so they have him, but I guess it was just a complication, because if they did it where they had the... where they had the missing model in the squad, thrown the X-Arch, then, they would have, then there would have been issues with model size, squad size and all. I guess the thing is, I'm just very upset that they didn't put him into the squad originally. I would have liked him. Sort of like how when Games Workshop does it now, is they make it where the squad comes with enough people to run the squad without the X-Arch, and then they give you the X-Arch in case you want to have the X-Arch there and make a full-size squad out of it. So that's really my kind of opinion. Like, the only reason I would buy him is if I really wanted the gun, but I really could care less about having... It's a nice little weapon there, but I really would care less, so I'd probably not even bother with this model. I have the Shadow Spectre Warrior aspect group. I don't need the X-Arch. I can just make my own with the models that I've been given. And I would continue on with the next model here, but I am going to be running short on time and trying to keep this under 20 minutes, because it seems to be the break point, and I'm going to go into different things. I will make note that they have made two different models before this, which was the Hornet and the Hornet skimmer, which is like a Super Viper from what I've seen. I'm not too impressed by it. I mean, the model looks cool, but looking at the stats, I was just like, I can live without this thing. I'd rather have some Vipers over this guy. And then there was the Wasp Warwalker. Warwalkers are great. I don't know what makes this one special. I haven't seen any rules for it, so I really can't say much about it. But that's really all I'm going to say for this video, and we're going to continue with our part 2 of the Year of the Eldar video series, where we're going to look at the other models that just came out for them as well. So, thank you for tuning in, check out the next video, and until then, this is Helios Raven, signing off.